Let's see if this works. Hello, everybody. Let me see. This is a test run for anyone who's watching today. Hello. I am trying to figure some stuff out. As you know, I am starting a new web series, and we're slated to go live Thursday, but we're testing out the tech. I wanted to get on here real quick and see if everything is going to work accordingly. So let's see. Let's see. I don't know if anyone's here. If you are here, say what's up. Interesting. Oh, okay. So Facebook, I am live. Let me. Okay. What about YouTube though? Should be live on YouTube. All right. So, oh, hey, Brendan. Just got off the phone with you. Yeah. So I'm trying out. I want to do a web series that I'm actually going to have guests come on. I think Brendan will be a great guest. I think he's a badass in every way possible. So let me see if I can invite people in. I actually have to have my dude is going to be joining me from Albuquerque. Let me see if he's even available. Testing. So I hope everyone's doing good today. Today is Tuesday. I just got done doing a huge meeting with a client of mine, and I have meetings like I planned it out specifically to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because you never know what's happening with like the Monday prior, just because of traveling. Well, I'm not traveling right now, but due to traveling, I usually want to keep that Monday free and then that Friday free. So I schedule all the meetings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So let me see here. I send a link to my guest. I'm going to see if we can try this out. I'm really excited to see this. One of the things I've been working really hard on is getting the subscriptions up for freaking YouTube. I do everything I possibly can with just going out there and talking to people, being in these groups, and like, you know, we all support each other and shit. And it's really funny because like I got up to 116 subs, and out of nowhere I lost 20. So I've been going up and down, and it's just ridiculous. I don't understand. I guess someone was telling me that YouTube's algorithm is if you don't really interact with a lot of the channels that are happening around. Oh, hey, there's Mark. Okay, we're going to add you to the stream. If you don't, hold on, let me finish telling the story. If you don't add, like if you're not really really engaging with the channels you're subscribing with, then it goes totally out the window. So you lose subs. So now I was at 116. Now I'm down to 104. Nuts. But let me add in my boy Mark. Yo.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we are live on Facebook, and I did actually upgrade this account to be able to show up in other areas. I can't seem to see it on the YouTube side though, which is weird. Do you see it on your YouTube side?
I haven't even checked it yet. I can look.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Okay. So when you join in on this, I want you to put Albuquerque around your so that people know that we are all over the place.
Literally.
Or trying to be. We really are. I think we have potential to be everywhere.
Well, with a lot of the new prospects that are coming along, and you know, we definitely have a good match and ready to go.
I was actually telling somebody how come it says Perez Hilton is alive, but it doesn't say that I'm live on YouTube. That is weird. Okay. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But I was actually telling somebody that we were going to start doing these live streams. One, thank you for joining me so abruptly. I didn't even like warn you that I was going to do this. I just sent a message just hoping you were around. So thank you.
No, don't worry. No, because like you were like, I'm testing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I see Brendan's here. I think he's still here. Mm-hmm. But no, I was actually telling somebody the other day that we're going to cover a lot of really cool topics in this podcast. We're actually going to look better. I'm actually have my hair done.
I actually got my hair cut.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's from a girly perspective, I cannot wait to chop some of this off and actually add more color to it. So I'm like really excited. I'm ready for this pandemic to be over.
Oh, dude. You know it. I mean, I've been sitting there, endless nights trying to find, talking to businesses. They're like, we don't know what to do. We can't go curbside with our services. It's just like
we're gonna cover some of that on Thursday. I'm really excited about it.
Oh yeah, and that's why I bought into these new headphones too.
Yeah, I could totally hear everything pretty well. Yeah, definitely the microphone looks good. Excuse me, I'm gonna be like Wendy Williams burping on TV now. But yeah, no, I have my lighting, and I'm trying to figure out the best way possible to do this. At some point, Mark, I do have in mind the step and repeat banners that are going to have our logo, and I was thinking I get one and you get one, and we look more official that way. Kind of like the hashtag show.
Works for me.
Those things are expensive. Have you actually checked those out? They're like $200 with the stand. I was like, shit.
Yeah, I have actually looked in the past for those. I've still got the one from the old business, and that one was almost $200, and it was just a banner.
Yeah. Well, the one I got for LAX Fan Fest, that little pop-up one, that was like $100. I found it pretty cheap through. Oh God,
But that one was no.
You know what?
It was quality.
Oh, Lewis sent me a message. Is this in regards to us being live? Hold on a second. Oh, facts.
Probably.
I'm like, we're live. Come on. Yeah, no, what's really cool about that, and we'll talk more about like some of the things I do to create some of my imagery and stuff. Can you hear that on your end?
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. We're going to have to shut that off. I will just watch on this end. It's just weird YouTube's not showing up that we're live. It's really weird. But the way I created that image was it was through an infographic. Believe it or not, I went on Canva and I was looking at infographics because I wanted to do something kind of like as a cool little post. And then I was like, that would look really cool as a banner. And so I created all this stuff to it, and it's like this big when you actually make it. Oh, gotta get used to this camera stuff. That's why we're doing this test. But it's like this big when you make it. And then so I was like, all right, let me save it as like the highest resolution possible. And then when I got to the banner place and was looking at, the sizes of these things, I was like, all right, well, let me blow it up to this specification. And surprisingly enough, like by the time I stretched it out, like there was like a little bit of leeway, and I was like, all right, let's center it so at least it's wide on the sides so it doesn't look funky. And like I think when you build stuff, you see it on your side, you're like, oh, I can kind of see it. It bugs me, but when anyone looks at it, it looks totally fine.
Well, right. I mean, it's all about the idea of you're more of a critic of your own work.
Of course. Yeah. I'm totally digging this.
The best part is that we actually will get to add more video to this because I just bought a new video camera.
Perfect. Yeah, Lewis out there in New York. We're gonna have the New York boys on this as well at some point. But he bought a camera, or he's in the process of buying a camera too. And he was like, "Hey, what kind of stuff do you want me to shoot?" And I was like, "Oh man, I could think of a lot of things you can shoot for us out there because we do have prospects. I mean, we have prospects everywhere. The thing is stupid COVID knocked it completely out of the water, and so now we're just sitting here kind of like, ugh, when is this over? Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it happens, it happens. I mean, but the thing is that businesses, as you know well aware, can keep functioning, and even if they are functioning virtually, much like we do normally.
I mean, I feel like, and we're jumping a gun. Well, it's fine. We'll talk about it. But I feel like a lot of businesses don't know that they can go virtual. And I think that they struggle to even grasp that idea because that's completely changing the way businesses operate. Because, that's literally changing the model. And people, once you get into because I mean, I've worked with enough business owners to know they don't like to change. Whatever's working and making them money, they want to keep doing it. And when it comes to something like COVID, it's just sheer panic. And they're like, we're not doing anything because we want to keep whatever we can keep. But the problem is you can't keep what you can keep if you've lost all of your abilities. It's just nuts.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, look at the travel industry. You look at retail right now. I mean, a lot of people are afraid to go out.
Did you go out this past weekend? Was it open?
I really didn't go out at all last weekend. I was actually on Amazon ordering my new toy.
Dude, I think all of and that's what I mean is if you can figure out how to put your business online, you'll be okay. But Amazon is rolling in the money right now.
Well, right. But the thing is that with Amazon, third-party sellers, it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
The thing is you have to be, quote, ungated for certain products. You can't sit there and I've run into resellers who sell products who want to sell women's, underpads type of thing, brand new in boxes, but they can't because Amazon's got them gated and
really, I didn't know that.
They're not a retailer. They have third-party retailers by the balls.
What's up, Jared? He just came in through the comments. Can you see the comments on your side, Mark?
I don't. I'm looking at the live. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay, I want to make sure that you can see the same dashboard I can. Can you end?
I see private chat. I see live comments. And then I see you and me.
Sweet. Okay. That's cool. What's up, Jared? He's at work right now. Yeah, he had yesterday off, obviously, because of the holiday. So yeah, I don't know. We went through, I think Saturday, actually we thought the malls were open and we thought, you know what, let's go cruise around just to see if they're open. I don't know if we'll go in, but let's go look. And so I had actually been, once I get in the work tunnel, I don't like to leave the work tunnel because, it's just so much to get done, because we're still working in essence, but not as much as we would like, but we're still working nonetheless. And so Saturdays, I try to make that a day where I can work on stuff or, try not to work on stuff. But if, it's definitely a break day. And so we cruised around back to Camp Pendleton because now we are a veteran-owned business, people. My partner in crime is a veteran. So we get to play with that because he is true. He did serve in the military, in the U.S. Marine Corps for 8 years. So. And he is doing, yeah, thank you, honey. But we're able to, with veteran types, the veterans are slowly being able to return back to the home base. And we were very fortunate to be able to go back and actually go shopping again. It's like a whole other world. Like it just feels like that military life, and we'll talk about this on Thursday as well. But you know, I was a military wife for 8 years and living on bases and stuff. And going back to that, it's been about 5 years since I've not been in that world. And going past our old house and seeing like that life, it's like, I don't miss this for the world, but it just feels like it was a lifetime ago. Just so weird. In 5 years, it's just, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, you know? So, but we were cruising around and the beaches were full of people. People were just laying out.
I saw the beach.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, holy shit. Like, no, just absolutely no. Everyone's like, you know, fuck the corona. We're back. And I'm just like a little hesitant to interact and mingle with people just yet.
Basically, I do what I need to do and come home.
Yeah, for sure. The other night, there's this really good barbecue place, family-owned business. We have been trying to support the family-owned businesses in our area, and we went to this place, and they were open for dine-in. I walked in to place the order to take out because, again, I was in the work tunnel, and I just needed to come back home and work. Everyone was sitting in there with no masks, and I was like, oh God, this is a little creepy. I'm going to place the order and walk out. I was like, you can go and give me my food outside. I'm not sitting in here.
I have my mask.
Yeah, I have it too. And I walked in with a mask and everyone was looking at me like I was dumb. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, no wonder everyone in here is not wearing a mask. Like, I don't know.
That's true. I mean, you know, are people doing it here? Yeah, kind of. But I live in I live in an area with an older demographic.
Right.
Not necessarily Rio Rancho, which is not necessarily Albuquerque, but Albuquerque is just a stone's throw downhill.
Yeah. What is it, like 10 miles?
From Rio Rancho? No, not even that. Maybe five to where Cottonwood Mall is.
So are you by, okay, so you're by Cottonwood, right? Yeah.
No, I'm up in Rio proper.
Oh, excuse me. Bougie.
Basically, when I moved from Albuquerque, I moved 15 minutes up the road.
Right. I haven't been to Albuquerque in a while. I can't wait to travel again. Where's the first place you're traveling to when this is over?
I have no idea. San Diego would be nice.
You should, yeah. What's up, Ryan? Ryan is the hold on, let me give a shout out to Ryan real quick. He is the sole dude behind the Morphin Network, who I was talking about my podcast to, or my virtual web series. I was actually giving him a sneak peek of some of the topics we're going to be talking about. I talked to him last night about some of the really cool things that we're going to be covering, and so he's all for it. So what's up, Ryan? But yeah, you should definitely come to San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego, Boston. Boston's kind of in my Boston or New York, actually.
You should go to New York.
But the thing is that you have to understand they've cut, to tell you how bad air travel is nowadays. Most of what flies out of here is American and Southwest, with a 1 or 2 for Delta, 1 or 2 for United, and 1 or 2 for JetBlue. JetBlue actually now goes to Denver from here.
Yo, you guys have JetBlue out of Albuquerque?
Yeah.
Does JetBlue fly direct to New York, JFK?
Yes. To JFK.
Okay. So yeah, I'm ultra bougie when it comes to travel. No joke. I've gotten to this point now that I've been doing it for so long now that I'm like, no, I will not fly on American Airlines anymore. I flew there to Mexico.
What's your reasoning? Let's start there.
What's my what?
What's your reasoning? You know, from an image perspective, why wouldn't you do it?
Why wouldn't I get on American Airlines?
Yes.
The seating sucks. The entertainment sucks. It's just not comfortable. I think I got on one of those planes that got reduced in size. It was one of those funky planes. Remember, people were up in an uproar that American had changed the way their planes laid out now, and they were smaller to squeeze more people in. I feel like I was in one of those on a 3-hour flight to Mexico City from LA. And it was one of those vintage planes. Like, it's not vintage, but it had the vintage painting on it, like the orange. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh, that's like the old school livery.
I get it, but we were flying into Mexico City. I'm like, this looks like, yeah, like this looks vintage. Like it look, but when I was, I'm like tall wise, I'm about 5'9", 5'10". And I was in, the promoter paid for my plane tickets. When the promoter pays for your plane tickets, you have no say on where you're sitting, your preferences, nothing. You get the plane ticket. And I'm grateful for any plane ticket I can score for free. But this was a time where I was sitting in the middle and like my knees were literally hitting the front, like the behind the chair. And I'm just like, by the time this plane ride is over, there's no way I can stretch. There's nothing I can do. Like, you're just confined and it just sucks. I'm just like, with JetBlue, at least you have leg room. And I'm really hoping JetBlue never takes that away. I think the quality that JetBlue offers, the in-flight entertainment is pretty good. I think like their snacks are on par. It's not generic. They're name brand snacks. It's just comfortable, and the in-flight Wi-Fi. Let me tell you, every time I fly out of New York or from San Diego to New York or New York and back, I can sit there and work for 5 hours straight. As to where Delta, and I flew to Chicago, yes, it does have the in-flight entertainment option in the headrest, just like JetBlue, but there is no Wi-Fi. You have to pay.
Well, yeah, I can't say much because I did that going to LA.
What? No Wi-Fi?
No, I paid for my Wi-Fi.
How much did you pay for your Wi-Fi?
It was $16 a leg.
Oh my God. Woo. Yeah, see, this is why JetBlue all the way.
Well, Delta, I don't mind. United, I don't mind because I know the inner workings. I used to work for the airline.
Mm-hmm.
Southwest, Southwest is Southwest.
That's just as bad as Spirit.
No, Spirit is the yellow bus.
Spirit is a bus in the air. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like, would you like a drink? And I was like, sure. And they're like $4. And I said, for what? I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot. This is where you have to pay for your stuff. And I was like, never mind, I'm good.
Basically you have to breathe. You have to pay to breathe on their flight. You have to pay to do whatever on their flight. I'm a tall dude and I cannot cram into the tin cans it's a pain in the ass to cram into those tin cans. They fly out of here. Yeah,
for sure. That's one of the things that my partner in crime were talking about, because I've been itching to go to Europe. Okay, so I have the tendency of making plans for my birthday. As you know, my birthday is coming around next week. And a couple
You're still younger.
I'm turning 30 again. But a couple years ago, I had planned to go out. Actually, not a couple years ago. Last year. Last year was my hellish birthday. Because I went through a lot of shit. We'll talk about it on Thursday. But so I had actually planned on going out to Europe. I had planned to take my mom, and I was going to go to London, Paris, and Rome. And I wanted to do the big three and go out there for like a week. I wanted to actually spend my birthday in Paris. That's been my thing for a long time now. And everything unraveled. And so I think it was like March or maybe February. I had, thanks, Ryan. I had planned, I don't know why, my mom, okay. Another thing we'll talk about on Thursday, but my mom had actually.
How is your mother, by the way?
Huh?
How is your mother?
She's good. I think she's ready to leave. Like, she's been living this retirement life and, she's like, I just want to travel again. I want to go out. Like, I'm tired of being in the house, and she's alone in her house. I'm like, how have you not lost your mind yet? But before all this happened, I was working for a really shitty ass company back in September or August, right around the time frame. And so she got onto this tour to go see the pyramids and to go see like some of the religious stops. I guess she got this tour through the Catholic Church. I don't know, but the pyramids and all of ancient life are like a huge thing of mine. Like I fight with Jared all the time. I always tell him I'm an Aztec warrior, which in reality, starting to come out, I'm actually probably from Spain, which is I'm the wrong side of history on that one. But in my mind and in my gut, I was born in Mexico. I'm a fucking Mexican. In my mind, I'm an Aztec warrior. Plain and simple, because I feel like I'm that strong, but I'm not. I'm white. But so my mom went to see the pyramids. She actually climbed onto the Pyramid of the Moon. And so I remember, feeling like shit, having to go into the shitty ass job every day. And I get a photo, and she's like, "Good morning from the pyramids." I'm like, "Oh, fuck you." What? Like, how are you there? And she's like, "Oh, this isn't my thing. I know this is your thing." And I'm like, and she's like, "I was going to ask if you wanted to come. And this was before you got a job. And I know now you can't leave." And I was like, this sucks. So for some reason, ever since then, I'm like, okay, I got it. So I planned for my birthday. I told my partner in crime he needs to get a passport. We're going to the fucking pyramids. We're going to stop in Mexico City. We're going to go do the pyramids for a couple of days. I want to stay in downtown Mexico City because there's areas of that, I saw growing up that I never actually ventured into Mexico City. So I want to do that. And he really liked the fact that I went to Veracruz, and he liked the hotel I was in because I was in one of those ones that sits on the Gulf. Like I had one of those sliding doors. So I left it open so I can listen to the waves at night. Fantastic. He's like, I want to go to Veracruz. And I said, I know there's pyramids there. We can do that too. And then the last stop would be Cancun because I want to go see Chichen Itza. And I was like, great, that's a good week. We could do that.
I've been to Chichen Itza.
Oh my God. I cannot wait to go. Like that whole thing. And then of course, Egypt, I'll get to Egypt when I get to Egypt. And so I had planned that I was getting ready to go. And then I think that was like mid-February or the beginning of March. Because I remember where I was when I was planning it. Beginning of March. And then 2 weeks later, it's like everything's shut down. And my mom's like, I can't go back to Mexico at any point at this point. I was like, shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not planning anything anymore. I think what I'm going to do, because, my partner in crime and I keep talking about, we need to do a vacation together. We have not done one in a very long time. And I was like, where do you want to go? And he's like, I don't care as long as we get on a plane and go somewhere. And so now I'm just like, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to look on, I go look up Google flights. I'm going to go find what I find, and we're just going to take off. Just the hell with it.
Would you do it out of LAX or San Diego?
It depends where I'm going. It's funny because during the whole COVID shutdown, I had my sites, I had my reminders set up or my price checks to go to London, and I would directly fly from the LAX to London. And I think the cheapest flight I found round trip was $300. And I was like, shit, I could totally go to London right now. I was like, Jared, you want to go to London? He's like, yeah, not right now.
What were the provisos on that ticket?
I don't know. I think it was through Booking Buddy. And I was like, shit, like this is a prime time. And that, I have the New York boys. They're always hitting me up. They're like, oh, I wish I was in California. And I looked up a ticket. I was like, well, let's see how much a ticket is right now. And this was at the height of the pandemic where New York is, ground zero for all of it.
Right.
I saw a one-way ticket on Spirit Airlines, no less, for $66. And I said, you fools can get on the plane right now. I will pay for both of you guys to fly out right now. And they were like, oh, hell no. Not on Spirit. because it's the bus, you know. Right
Yeah.
there.
No.
I
I may
remember
put my ex-wife on Spirit, but not
well,
the
that's what
but
they
not
said. Your
myself.
spirit will be in the air. No.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was flying out there with Mindy Sterling to a show, and we were all on Spirit. I had a bunch of actors with me on the Spirit plane, and we were just like not having it. It was like gross. So it's funny.
You'd be better off
I will
taking a
never.
plane.
If I can avoid it, I know, right? I think I'd rather be on a bus on the ground versus in the air. Like it just, it was not fun. And then we had little kids running around up and down the aisles. I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? Oh no.
No,
And
I would have United. Go ahead.
United ain't even any better. I mean, it's okay, but eh.
Well, I mean, I understand United, and I know how to talk to a front ticket agent, so that way I can, score an upgrade if I need to. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, did I like Delta? Yeah,
I like Delta too. Delta has those
but
dope ass movies.
American, not so much.
No. I'll avoid American as much as I possibly can because I don't know. I mean, like, it really
It's
sucks.
how they treat their passengers what it comes down to. That's
Mhm.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And American treats them like crap.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, definitely it comes down to it. Like, I remember when I was flying out to New York at the beginning of the month, I had the hardest time. I was a dumbass. I have Beats, but I keep all the boxes to everything. And so I put the Beats box back in the closet and didn't think anything of it. I didn't know it came with an adapter. If not, I would have just taken that. But I could not find headphones that have the jack that go into the actual seat so that you can listen to your stuff. And I plugged in some cheap ass earbuds I found, and I was like, all right, this will work. I was on the tarmac ready to leave, and the earbuds didn't work. And so JetBlue people are walking back and forth. They're like, you know, if you need anything, you know, once we get up in the air, we'll take care of you. And so by the time we got up in the air, and I was like, all right, I was like, hey, you have any earbuds? And they were like, yeah, we're not doing that right now, but I'll bring you some. And they were like $6 or whatever. And I had my card ready and everything. They didn't even charge me. They're like, here you go. And I was like, oh, here you go. And they're like, don't even worry about it. I was like, sweet. So like, and that's what I mean. Like JetBlue treats their passengers just so great. And you know, oh gosh. Even I told my partner in crime, I was like, dude, you need to get on a JetBlue plane, like at some point. He's like, I've been wanting to. I just, you know, haven't been able to catch one yet. So we'll see.
Or we just need to get a corporate jet and end all this altogether.
You know, the private, you know, it's so funny because the private planes fly right over my place down to Palomar Airport. And so these were all the bougie, you know, private planes land. I'm just like, I see them fly over all the time. I'm like, one of these days that'll be mine. I wouldn't mind.
If I flew enough, I would do it. But the thing is that most of those private jet type things don't fly out of here. Guess where they fly out of? Santa Fe.
Why Santa? Oh, it was probably because of the dignitaries.
No.
Yeah. I actually, it's really funny because when I worked at the Capitol, I was a legislative assistant back in 2009. I did my internship there. Oh, it's 10 years ago. Well, anyway, one of the representatives I work with, he was a representative for southern New Mexico, but he also had business in Texas. And so he told me, he's like, hey, I'm not going to be in Monday. And I said, well, where are you going? And he was like, I'm going to Dallas. And I said, okay. And I said, were you flying out of because I guess Santa Fe doesn't have an airport, like a commercial airport. I guess they only have the private, right? They do?
They do. You only have 5 or so American flights, and then you have Um, one United flight, and the rest are private.
Really? Okay. Didn't know that.
It's on. It's like on the edge of town. It's like it's literally a nothing airport. It's like you walk in, you walk to the counter, 2 feet over the other way, you walk through security.
It's like
That's it.
Roswell.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly right. It's like
You've been through
Roswell.
Roswell's airport, haven't you?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've been through one too many
I
small town New Mexico airports.
So this representative, I guess he got on this bougie plane. It's like one of those mock something like private planes, but it goes like 600 miles an hour. Like he was like, we're going really fast. I was like, are you kidding me? Like in 2009. And he was like, oh yeah, well, I got there like in like 2 hours. I was like, what? Like that's insane. But okay. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
was
it was probably a small Learjet.
something like that. Yeah, he has a lot of oil business, and so of course, oil guys
Oh,
can afford it. So
enough said there.
yeah, he was so sweet. He was a great guy to work with. I really did learn a lot about legislation and the law and things like that. And I the guy that got me into it was my neighbor. He was the minority whip at the time. And he had asked me, he's like, would you come here full time? And I was like, I gotta move to the East Coast. If not, I totally move there full time. But Santa Fe is just one of those cool places. Like I was watching. Oh, so I've been really on this kick of watching these in quarantine. I bust out the laptop, I sit in front of the TV, and I watch shows that I need to watch. Better Call Saul was I guess there's one season where he spends his time in Santa Fe. And I was thinking about all the cool places I used to go in Santa Fe. Like there's this burrito company near the Capitol, like just brought me back to all that time. I do miss home sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of miss like and all the Albuquerque stuff I was seeing. I was like, oh, I miss being there. I do miss being home. I know you don't. You'd rather be here where I'm at, but
Well, hey, if we were making enough money, I'd love to be there every other week.
yeah, for sure. I think
Like,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I've
one of
actually
those things where you just have to go ahead.
I said I've actually been looking at like office space like near the Palomar Airport Road area, and I was like, man, I really love seeing all this. Like, just the idea of it, it's kind of cool. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, 2020 was supposed to be the year that we were going to launch a ton of things. And, who would have known a pandemic would just knock it completely out of, because I mean, 2020 was glowing. Like, just the level of opportunity was amazing. And,
I mean, I was looking at office space here for
yeah.
us too. So I mean, it was just like, it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know that, Jared and it's funny because like on the paperwork, I am the president, the CEO, the number one shareholder. Jared has nothing on these papers. And I feel like he is he's a co-CEO. I feel like he's more of a CFO. I feel more like he's more in the booking realm. Like he does a lot of other things for this business that, a lot of people don't get to see just yet. We'll be expanding more on that later, but he said, we really do need an office in Albuquerque at some point. He's like, maybe Marc was right about that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm over here like, we're fine. We don't need an office space. But I think, having a presence, here in San Diego, I mean, everyone knows where to find me. They're like, we know where she's at. I don't need that space out here just yet because it's just too astronomical. I think, even a space in New York.
What once things settle down here, then yeah, maybe. And I have several spots in mind that, I'll let you pick. I'll let you come here and anoint the spot.
Anoint. Oh my God. It sounds no. whatever works for you, whatever. I mean, I don't really care as long as it's affordable and we can put a logo up, something on a door or something, decal it out or something.
Yeah, I mean, the one space I was looking at was $400 a month.
That's not bad at all. And as you know, we've been playing around with the idea of either coming back full time to New Mexico. I feel like every week it changes. This week it's like, yeah, we're going back, and I'm like, ugh, ugh. Do I get an office space in the Wells Fargo building in Roswell? Or, and I'm like, well, now we can go to Albuquerque. And then I'm thinking, well, it'd be easier, to be able to manage Albuquerque now. And I'm just like, we think a lot about it. And I know that the New York boys too, they're like, you should have an office space here. And Jared's like, oh, hell no. Can you imagine that's probably going to cost the same as it is here? And one of
not more.
Yeah, no, one of my boys was at a job interview somewhere. And so he's sitting there waiting and he sends me video of the space. And I'm like, that's what the MDMC office looks like. Where is that? And he's like, oh, we're in Queens. And I was like, oh, Queens of all places. Like, not a bad idea, but, I don't know yet. Let's just, I do think Albuquerque does need an office, though. After everything that we've been looking at and everything, I feel like we do need a space.
We'll get it. It's not a worry.
I feel like 2021 is going to be our breakthrough year, because we are a startup. I think we're as big as our ideas take us. In my mind, I'm just a big deal, but in actuality, it's only 4 of us, and it's only me doing a big chunk of the work. And Marc is out, looking out for opportunities in the Albuquerque area. So, and Marc, I'm not even paying Marc yet. Like, that's how small we are. Like, we're barely making it, but we're trying. We have a big heart. We have a ton of skills. We're just, we're itching a way to create a little spot for us. So I think we can do it. I think with, I have about 8 years experience here in California. I think looking at New Mexico as a whole, they're about 8 years behind the curve. So I could totally be an asset.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is that New Mexico's always been behind like LA and Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best way I explain it is Albuquerque is like 30 years behind Phoenix.
Which is
Rio Rancho is like 40 years behind Scottsdale.
Oh, Lord. Are y'all still riding around in buggies and stuff?
There are days I wonder, man.
Well, it kind of surprises me because I know, like, Rio Rancho has like Hewlett Packard there. Like, there are some big companies there, isn't there not?
Well, they have Hewlett Packard. It's basically a call/sales center.
Oh.
That's in the center of town.
Oh, I thought they were making sure.
No.
Oh.
Then they have this little stand-in, a Star Center.
Yep. Who dat?
You
didn't take that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll call it back. They want me bad enough, they know how to get hold of me.
This turned out into a test, but it turned into a full-on show. So it's 43 minutes and running. I think, man, I think we can easily knock out some good stuff. I'm really excited for this. Yeah. What are you most excited about?
A lot of things, actually.
Do you need to go?
Actually, wait a minute. I just lost it. There we go. You there?
Yeah, I'm good. Do you need to go though?
Okay. No. I'm all right for the moment.
Okay. What are you most excited about with our new web series?
I think it'll show what we can really do.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll show the fact that there are personalities behind the company.
Yeah. We'll look better, by the way, again.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's a little on the muffed up side, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
to
think,
happen.
yeah, I think we have a lot to offer. I think there's, um, I mean, you've been in that space for such a long time. Like people should know you by now, right? Or do they not?
Well, some admit they know me, some don't admit they know me.
That's not good.
But it's just a matter of this area is ripe for the taking, and this is a place that with people who will basically spend their time growing up here. Hopefully, you didn't get me with my mouth open.
No, I just wanted to save our template. I'm sorry. Keep going.
But uh, it just really depends on what we're going to be able to. We're going to be able to show that we pretty much put together an entire package of this is what we do, this is how we do it, this is who we
Mhm.
are,
Right.
and I think we'll be just perfect in the long run.
Yeah. I think, hold on, I'm gonna play with some buttons real quick. Now that we're on here. And you've done this before. Oh, okay. You can share a screen to see. Okay, close tip. So can we, I think you can share a screen. Let's see.
Yes, you can.
Allow systems. Let me see here. Oh, I think I have to go through. You can do the entire screen. It's really interesting. Cancel. Let me see if it'll. Make sure you click share on the model, not cancel. Share. Works best on a good computer. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Because you did this. Okay, well, we're not going to share all our screens yet. I have to figure out how that works. I think I have to allow my settings to allow it.
Yeah, you have basically like if you're going to show one page, for example, you just go in, you set which page you want it to do, and it'll show up like in a third screen right below us.
So we could totally be teaching people, like we can literally teach a class. Oh, hold on a minute. That's cool.
Just think of the mischief we can get into with this video, more videography,
Right.
and I mean just the going around and just shooting, different locales of, you know, it's like when your businesses look like this, we can turn them and to look like this.
And just to note, people, we are not expert videographers. What's on YouTube is what I created off iMovie. We're gonna get better at that, I promise.
Oh yes.
Can we use
Preach it.
can we use this on mobile too?
Um,
Does this have mobile
no,
capability?
you have to be the one on an actual computer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We're
So
not really
I
planning.
could join via mobile.
Right. Okay. So like if we were out, like let's say we do one of these and you're at a con somewhere, we can stream you in.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. So that's like a news aspect type of thing. Okay. Neat.
It's not like we didn't go to school for it.
I mean, we did. And of course, we'll get into how we know each other because no one knows who you are really, Mark. We'll do all introductions on Thursday. I'm really excited the way this is working. I'll definitely play with like the
I knew
brand.
you'd like it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this was, I mean, I didn't have to. Oh, we can upload our logo. Oh, sweet. Oh, I'm totally going to play with this later. Oh, I see the private chat. I get what you're saying about the private chat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is exciting. Yeah, I didn't even look into any other, programs or anything. You had said you used this and you liked it. $25 a month for StreamYard is what we're using if you guys want to use that. I'm definitely not shy on what programs I use. Um but this one time I told someone,
We'll definitely tell you if we don't like them or if we do like them.
yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like, but I did share at one point what program I used to create like business cards and things like that. Someone flat out stole everything. everything I did and made it on a business card. I'm like, and this person's like, oh, I was using a template. I'm like, you printed your template, you dumbass.
That's right. I mean, and that's one of the things that, you know, we're here to teach people to basically show that, you know, you can do a lot of different things. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend an arm and a leg in order
True.
to get it done.
Yeah, so definitely. And I had one of my great mentors, who I worked with at a company in right around 2012 to 2015. He was all about doing shit on the cheap. So I learned how to market on the cheap, you know? so,
It's
yeah.
inexpensive.
It's
not cheap.
inexpensive. Won't be fancy. I mean, this is a test run, you know, but yes, inexpensive ways of really making a dent on things. And, you know, a lot of
the worst you have to invest is time. I mean, it's very minimal money.
true. And, you know, like I'm sitting here thinking like, you know, I am going through and I'm interacting in a lot of groups, and we'll talk more about this later on, but, you know, I don't know. That's a unknown number. But you know, I feel, where was I going with this? An inexpensive. Oh God, I don't even know now. Anyway,
well, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, what we can do in order to really show. I mean, even if we're just showing people little tidbits here and there, but you know, it's the basically if they don't have the time management in order to be able to push said thing, that's when we come in.
yeah, we alleviate time. We alleviate time constructing tasks, and we give you back your time. That's really because a lot of the things that we do, we produce a ton of content. I was actually looking through a couple of clients I have, and there's so much content that I've created that it has alleviated the owner's time to where they didn't have to do it, you know? And that's what we're really good at. And just investing your time. Like, I think that's where I was headed with this. Like, we scheduled this for Thursday because, you know, for people out there that don't know, like Marc and I talk every Thursday at 11. And Marc was the one that came up with this idea. I'm not even going to take credit for this entire web series thing. I just came up with the name. But he said, you know, a lot of the conversations that we have could actually be useful to somebody else. Like if they were just listening to what we said, maybe this could help somebody, and also show the fact that we actually know our stuff. You know, between Marc and I think what do we have? Between you and I in the years, we probably have 20 years worth of experience between you and I. About 20.
I would say 30.
30? I mean, I guess. Yeah, about 30. Yeah. I mean, I think we've been around the block. We're both business owners. Marc, we'll talk about that on Thursday, about how we got this.
There's so many just teasers that we're just laying out on the floor here.
This was literally a test. It turned into a full-on hour show, which I think is great. So, but yeah, devoting
on
your time. Live, no less. Yeah, like devoting your time. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, do I really have an hour to give to do this? Because, you know, but then I'm like I said, I was interacting in the groups, trying to grow up the YouTube channel. And I don't know if you caught this part, Marc, but I guess because YouTube sees that you're subscribing to a lot of people, and if you're not interacting within those channels, they'll unsubscribe you. So YouTube has really, yeah, someone told me that in the group, because I got mad at these bitches because they're not bitches. They're wonderful people. I was in an entrepreneur group, fully female, you know, like one of the things that, and this is within the realms of networking, which is a topic we will talk about a couple weeks down the road.
Oh, yes.
But I was networking with a lot of women, and we're really trying to grow, whether it was Instagram or YouTube. YouTube has been the thing that's been killing me the most. And I think what really sucks, I have 480 something friends on my Facebook page. I have a following of almost 3,000 on my personal and 2,000 on my IG. My 3,000 on my personal IG and 2,000 on my business IG. I could not get those same numbers to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I had to ask freaking strangers, please subscribe. I'm trying to launch a show. And they're like, oh, hell yeah. What's your link? Hey, subscribe to mine. So I have a full list of subscriptions of women that I've just been networking with. And I think it's really sad that, and maybe that speaks to me as maybe as a marketer, that maybe I'm not telling my circle of people why this is so important. Because I'm really not vocal like that. I'm like, yo, just subscribe.
Well,
it's my stuff.
It goes back to a meme that I've seen online, where basically, people will go spend $500 on NBA game tickets, $300 on whatever,
Right.
but they won't go to the coffee shop their friend opened up and spend $5,
which is
when
nuts.
they'll go in there and expect it for free.
That's insane. Just like I feel bad because so we're working on MDMC merch. Obviously the corona knocked us off of everything. So we couldn't even open up our merch just yet. So we have 2 prototypes. So at any given time, Jared's wearing a shirt or I'm wearing a shirt. I'm not wearing mine now. I'm wearing my Nemo shirt right now. Because I had a business meeting, so I just figured they can't really see the helmet up. So I was like, it's fine. We're not dressed like, it's so funny. Like I have one of my other business partners he has the headphones like you and his hair's all fucked up and he's in his pajamas, and the other couple of people that are in this meeting are just very casual. Like we don't care. Like, at first I was like, let me get a business jacket on and everything. And then I was like, oh, we're all at home. No one cares. But we'll be dressed up nicer on Thursday, hair done and all. But yeah, it's like, being able to develop the time to create the content, to get people invested. I don't know why, like it pisses me off that I had to ask a bunch of strangers to subscribe to my channel when I have people within my network to do it. And I even made a video. I think that's probably what pissed people off too. Because, Mark, you know me, I don't sugarcoat shit. Like I say what I say. And so I was
do.
I know, and I get in trouble sometimes when I say things and you're just like, why did you say that? And then I have to, because Mark is more of the public relations standpoint. I'm the marketing aspect. Marketing, we're a little bit more ballsy, and PR is like, stop. Stop, don't say anything else. And I'm just like, fuck it. That's just me. I'll cut down on the swearing as well. Again, this is a test. But no, I feel like, I made a story. I'm like, I know everyone is at home playing around on Netflix. I know you're watching YouTube. I know you have an account. Please go and subscribe. And
yeah, the thing is I believe we're going to be putting out some just absolutely strong content.
mm-hmm.
At least once a week, if not more than that. Just
depends. I may be like, Mark, I need a break. Are you busy? Let's get on live. Let's talk about stuff. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, I think, I really want to stick to a really good format. I think we do have, between our years of experience and working, and, we all have our horror stories of working with people and, the things that we've learned from those situations. I was actually gearing up a post. It's going to come out here soon about an experience I had. And it's funny because if you're not following MDMC Entertainment's Instagram account or any of our social media accounts, you'll miss it. But there was a post I made of the side-by-side of me, the picture that I use a lot to brand MDMC Entertainment, and then the picture of me in my actual shirt that I made, the prototype. That day that I took that picture that I use everywhere was a day that I got snubbed for a really good job that I wanted so badly with a company I'd been dying to work with. And I got snubbed royally. And I think it was an inside job. And we'll talk more about that later. But it's funny because I was so disappointed because I knew when I left that there was some fishery things happening. It was very fishy the way it all happened. And I was really bummed. And I was so upset by the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? You know, and I looked good. I had a nice outfit on. I had my hair done. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture. That I did not even know within 6 months that would be the image I used for everything. And it wasn't like what ended up happening was, you know, my partner in crime, as great as he is, he sucks as a photographer. I need to make photographer friends. But we went down to the beach and I was trying to take some really cool pictures to brand MDMC, and the total day bombed. I did my makeup, my hair, and he and I started fighting about angles and stuff. And I'm like, he was taking really ugly pictures. And I'm like, you suck. And we just ended up coming back. And I was
I'll come out with my equipment, problem solved.
We're going to have to do that. But I remember just being so pissed. And, you know, Snapchat filters are great. I was going through the Snapchat roll of what I had done. And I remember that day that I took that picture. I was like, you know what? That's an MDMC color. That's actually a really good picture. Let me like try to etch out some of the part of the filter. This could work. And it just kind of just ran with it. So it worked.
And that's the best way to do things, is that basically you're going to take 500 photos, for example, and you may use 5.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And it's just,
go ahead.
I told that story. I was like, you know, this was a shitty day, but it turned into something so profound. And so, you know, we turned it around. And so people really love hearing stories like that. I had a promoter reach out to me. He's like, I had no idea. That is such a cool story. Like, to persevere and to do something positive with it. No one, you know, there's a lot of shit that I hold under my hat. Yeah. For the sake of being professional, I don't really talk about some of the shortcomings that I've had, or, you know, the drawbacks of certain things, because I just don't want people to laugh at me and be like, oh, you know, that gratification of like, hey, you're failing. That's awesome. You know, I'd never want to give anyone the opportunity of doing that. But there are times where it's like, if it happened a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm okay with telling that story because maybe it'll help somebody else out there too.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. All right. Well, I think that's a great place to stop it.
Okay.
All right. I think this is the end of our test run. Yeah, join us on Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 12 o'clock noon your time, right, Mark?
Yep. Or 2 o'clock Eastern.
And 2 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be talking about all kinds of shit. The next video, I swear I'm going to cut down on the swearing, Mark, because I know that's what you're going to say after we're done with this. Don't say shit like that. I know. Yeah, our inaugural, our very first episode in this web series will be who me and Mark are, who MDMC is, who we are, because we are a startup. And we're going to talk about businesses operating in pandemics. I think a lot of businesses have dropped the ball because they don't know what to do. So Mark and I have been very well aware of businesses that have just not done what they need to do. And of course, we'll get our stuff situated, more research by the time we get on the air on Thursday. Of course, what we're going to talk about. But this was a very a free and what's it called? Willy-nilly kind of podcast. It was a free ball. Like, we just talked.
Throw it at the wall and see if it stuck.
I don't know. We might get those views out of this one.
Well, hey, you never know. We'll see what happens.
You never know. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to end this. Stay on. Don't hang up just yet. So we can just end this broadcast, and then we can talk about stuff, because, you know, we didn't get to talk as much yesterday, I think, because I was getting ready for something today. So All right. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, people, everyone that signed up and actually came through and put in the comments. Appreciate your time, guys, and we will see you Thursday.
See you.
Bye.